So if we're not able to get on this ride, I'm 100% going to guest services, because at this point we have spent nearly 4 hours of our time trying to get on this ride. This is insane. This sound is literally going to haunt my dreams and the nightmares as well. What is up, Heffas and friends? Welcome to another very special episode of Java and Journeys with Jillian. If you're new here to this channel, how are you doing? My name is Jillian, and I cannot wait to get into today's particular journey. So we're starting at my house as we are gearing up for Epic Universe. I'm sure many of you all have seen, especially if you're a theme park enthusiast, a lot of videos popping up lately about Epic Universe. As pass holders to Universal, we were able to get tickets to Epic, so I cannot wait to go. I have been running around this morning trying to make sure I have all my things together, because your girl, it's been a while since we have had a full park day. I have my Harry Potter New York shirt on. I'll try to show you all what the back looks like here. I'm like, how can I film the back? And it's like, be smart. So you'll see the back says Harry Potter, New York. So I'm super excited. I personally cannot wait to try out Epic Universe. And y'all, I have been avoiding any and all information about Epic Universe as much as possible. I know like what to expect in terms of that it's separated into different worlds that are themed by Super Mario, monsters, Harry Potter, How to Train Your Dragon, so on and so forth. So I know that, but I have been avoiding any type of videos or articles that go into the details about what to expect, because really and truly, I wanted to be surprised. And you all know that I wanted to have a bit of a Java twist to this, because how can it be Java and Journeys if we don't have our Java or favorite beverage of choice? I don't even know what to expect there. So we're truly going to just be winging this, right? Which I guess is appropriate for How to Train Your Dragon. But like, this is going to be my first reaction. This video is probably going to be all over the place. I'm just going to tell you all that right now. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be polished, because I literally don't know what to expect. And I want to balance out taking you all along with me for my first reaction, while also enjoying some of this and scoping out the food, the coffee, the other types of drinks. So this is just going to be one all-encompassing, fun, Epic Universe journey. Let's go ahead and get the party started. All right, friends, so we have just pulled up, and I'll show you all. I'm just outside the parking lot right now, but you can see there's still some construction going on. This looks like it's going to be a lot of solar panels installed right here, but part of a shaded area, and the digital screen to get into like the Universal Orlando Resort looks amazing. I had heard some buzz about it, but it looks really nice. Certainly an upgrade from the standard Universal sign going into the park itself. And I am parked in Premier parking, which is quite nice because of the tier of the season pass I have with Universal. They have the standard parking, and there was no issues with me actually getting in. But of course, we're still in like the kind of like preview period of time right now. So this place is definitely going to be super slammed and busy once it's open to the general public, which will be really soon. But it's cool to actually be able to be amongst the first groups of people that are able to come out here. My co-producer, aka husband, had a really good point when we were talking about, oh, should we wait until they make a season pass available? And it's like, how often are you amongst like the first groups of people to see a massive theme park to this scale for the first time? There's not like an infinite amount of space here. So when these little moments happen, it's like you kind of want to be a part of it and document it and see what it's like. So I'm just super thrilled to take you all along with me, because like I said, this is all new. I still have no idea what to expect, but this is quite exciting to see Universal expand their theme park offerings and expand what they do, because it's nice to also show some love to them and not just Disney exclusively. But we are going to continue our walk up to the gate, and I will check back in with you all to show you what that's like. We are approaching the main gate, and just to let you all know, it's a little bit before 10 a.m. right now. Technically, everything's supposed to be open at 11 for the preview, but we had heard that they are allowing some folks to come in at 10. It's just that the rides won't be all open, which I'm hoping that that is the case, because I would love to just walk around and get a lay of the land. But you can see here what the front entrance looks like. Pretty cool. And of course, there's several queues, so we're going to just pick a line.
Congratulations, you made it!
All right, and we are going to go ahead and get in the virtual queue for Harry Potter. My co-producer is taking care of that, and we're just going to find a line to get in. And as you all heard from the staff, like, this is truly exciting, especially considering, again, that we get the opportunity to do this. And I at first was thinking, like, man, that really, because I know a lot of the influencers, there was like media day and all that, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer that, you know, I'm not a huge, massive influencer. I don't have a following yet, a massive following. So those of you all that have been hanging with me, I super appreciate that. But I'm like, oh, that sucks, because at first I didn't think that we would get an opportunity to come out here. So of course, when they finally announced, oh, we're going to let season pass holders come, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And like I said, we went back and forth whether it's beneficial to do that. Are they going to open up season passes really soon? And I hope so. I don't know if they will quite yet. We'll see. As soon as they open up season passes, depending on the cost, because you know your girl's trying to check her coins. Let's try and check her hair here. And y'all, by the way, got my hair done recently. I'm so relieved. And I'm so relieved to have my hair in like my braids and protective styling, trying to get myself straightened up here while I'm looking at you all. But let's get this. Y'all, give me 1 second. Had to take care of that. So I have butterfly locks right now, and you know, these braids have a mind of their own. But as I was saying, I am just thrilled that we have a chance to be here, and it's okay that we're paying for this single day. And if I'm not mistaken, even as a season pass holder, you could have paid for multiple days to come out. We're just going to do this one day just to check it out, see what it's like, enjoy the preview. They're going to be opening up very soon to the general public at the end of May. So I'm looking forward to just enjoying every moment, especially while the park is not at full capacity. And it's just going to be open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So not even a complete full day, but with it not being as crowded, I think hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get through everything. And I'm just fortunate that we have the opportunity to do this, even though I don't have a massive following and I have not been invited to any type of special preview or media days. Y'all, it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes we just have to manifest good things happening. And I was just thrilled to be a part of the other conglomerate of season pass holders that are able to check out Epic Universe. Y'all, we have just made it through the turnstile. So here is the front central entrance into Epic Universe. Let's take a peek at this. And of course, you see everyone with their cameras out. This is super exciting. And you know your girl's gonna have to try to see if she can grab a thumbnail picture somewhere. But that actually wasn't too bad at all. And again, because this is not open to the general public, getting in during the preview so far, easy and efficient, no issues at all. And the rides do not open until 11. It's just after 10 o'clock right now. So we're just gonna walk around and get a lay of the land. All right, y'all, let's walk through together and see what's on the other side.
Welcome and traveling in the really fucking mission.
All right, well, that was quite exciting walking in. So now we're just going to figure out which way to go, because literally we just need to pick a side. So we're going to figure it out. But that was quite cool to get that greeting. And here's the opposite side. Y'all, I'm showing you all the angles and the bits and pieces today. And while we are waiting, we're actually going to peep out one of the gift shops really quick on our way through. And of course they have the Nintendo World. And like I said, y'all, this video is just gonna be a little bit all over the place because I literally have no idea what to expect, but these headbands are so adorable. Heading out of one gift shop and we're going to the other that's on the opposite side. I'm curious if they have the exact same things on there. I'm definitely probably going to get one of the Nintendo World, Super Mario World, thank you, headbands. Those were absolutely adorable, but I'm probably going to wait till towards the end of the night because it is going to be hot today. And also your girl just got her hair did, so I'm still feeling just a little tender-headed. So definitely a headband or anything like that that's going on my head, I'm like, let's just wait. And on my next visit, or when I go to Universal. And, all right, so this gift shop feels a bit more spacious and open. And again, you have a lot of the Super Mario World merchandise here on this side, y'all. Like, you could probably do a whole video just on the merchandise in the gift shop visits and what to find. We're not going to focus on that exclusively, but I'm going to give you all a quick peek at what's around. Y'all, my bank account is weeping. I saw so many things that I want to get, and I'm really going to have to temper my expectations to figure out what do I want to walk out here with, and also is there actually anything like they have like the Power Up Star popcorn bucket, and part of me wants to have that to get the discounted refills throughout the day. But the night is young, and I'm like, I kind of want to see what else exists out in the park before I commit to anything just yet. So I hope you enjoyed that very quick preview of and these are the gift shops that are right outside the entrance. Now we're going to go ahead and line up and make our way to actually start getting into Epic Universe. All right, y'all, they are letting us through. It's right around 10:45. Here's the crowd right now. So we're all walking toward the back. We're actually going to head over to How to Train Your Dragon first, and kind of loop our way around. And here is the main entrance to How to Train Your Dragon. We, my friends, have dragons. I'm so excited to be walking in.
I've done it, but I like it.
And I love, y'all, how they have designed this where you kind of walk in and you feel transformed. This looks absolutely incredible. I am absolutely blown away by How to Train Your Dragon. If that is any indication of the rest of the worlds, I don't even know what to say or what to think. That was absolutely incredible. We went on the flying gliders ride. That was incredible. And y'all, I think what I have determined to ground myself in all this is when we step into a world, I'm just going to show you all a quick little speed walkthrough of what everything looks like. And then to the extent that I can take you all in a queue of a ride with me, I absolutely will. But I just have no words. That was above and beyond. And what's also crazy is there's a lot of theme park streamers who are out today, and I also wasn't expecting that. How do you all feel about introducing yourselves and talking to other people? You all know your girl is not afraid to network coming with a corporate background, but I always feel awkward talking to other people. But I will say that any of you all who follow me, if you happen to see me out and about, whether it's at Universal, Disney, wherever, you are always more than welcome to say hello. I am just an incredibly awkward person, so it's like I'll notice people from a distance. I'm like, oh, that's someone who I've watched before, so it feels kind of surreal. But you know, we're gonna keep it moving. I am always more than happy though to say hello while we are out in these YouTube streets. We are stepping into Harry Potter World. I cannot wait. And you see the detailing at the top of the tower is a wand. And then It says For in Dreams, Winter World that is entirely our own. We have our virtual queue, which is going to be called here in just a few minutes, so this is absolutely perfect timing. Are getting in the queue for battle at Ministry.
Please be on alert for any dodgy behavior or suspicious beings, including, but not limited to, Death Eaters, dark arts sympathizers.
everyone. So we were making such good momentum, and the ride has actually been delayed now for probably the last 30 minutes. The good news is that we're inside, it's air conditioned, but I keep hoping that they are going to open it back up. I'll show you all the part of the queue that we are pretty much waiting out in. And at one point, a lot of the folks that are ahead of us were just like sitting down. There are still some that are sitting. I don't know how much longer this is going to take. I figured that with this being, again, preview week that has been happening, well, the past few weeks have been preview weeks, that there are inevitably going to be delays. So I'm hoping that we'll get through this really quick because your girl needs some Java. Y'all, I did not have any caffeine because I wanted to try out some of the beverages and food here. So I came here entirely on an empty stomach, but your girl's well hydrated. I have my water bottle. It's all good. I'm just hoping that we get through this sooner rather than later. I'm like, that Heffas Umbridge heard us talking about her and put a whole ass spell on this ride. And now we are praying that this will get fixed sooner rather than later. I'll be sure to keep you all posted as we move along in the queue. And how could I not take advantage of this moment while we're waiting? Y'all, this is absolutely incredible. So you saw as we walked in, the theme of the universe is really showing you like Paris. You walk through the chimney with the flue powder, and then you wind up in London in the Ministry of Magic for the trial of Professor Umbridge. So I'm sure you all peeped a lot of that. It has been such a long time since I've been really ingratiated in the Harry Potter universe. Here's the...
All ministry visitors, despite the best efforts of the Department of Magical Maintenance, the delay in operation is expected to continue. The delay may last for some time, and the ministry is unable to provide an estimate on the status of operations at this time. The ministry thanks you for your patience and understanding.
We're trying to be patient. We're trying to hang in there. Every time that chime goes off, I think all of us are collectively hoping that we're like, oh, good news, visitors. Our magical mechanics have things working again. But I will say the view has just been incredible. The level of detail, both in like the Paris area and then when you walk into the Ministry of Magic, blown my mind. Bravo to the engineers, bravo to the designers. And again, I haven't even made it to the other worlds yet. We've just been to How to Train Your Dragon and now Harry Potter. Hopefully, y'all will get out of this line. We'll get through this ride before too much longer, fingers crossed. But I just don't even have the words. This has just been far beyond my expectations, and that's just seeing two worlds. Hopefully once we leave here, we'll go get something to eat, we'll get something to drink, check back in, and continue the journey. Still waiting, y'all, still waiting. And y'all, people are dropping like flies. So there have been a few groups that have tapped out. We're still going to hang in there because we've already been waiting this long, and it's in air conditioning, so hopefully we'll be able to make it through soon. Until then, I'm just going to continue to hang out and hope that the magical maintenance mechanics can lay their hands on this ride so we're able to get on. We're like so close. We suspect that the entrance to the ride is right around this corner here because there is a test seat for you to try on. And anytime you see the test seat in a queue of a ride, that typically signals that you're getting close to the main ride entrance. So fingers crossed. We won't be waiting too much longer, but who knows. Friends, super disappointing. So we had to eventually end up exiting the ride. We waited about 2.5 hours and it's just not operational at this point, but they did give us a pass to come back at any time when the ride is up and running, which is a good thing. And on the plus side, at least it was nice and cool, air conditioned. So we are now going to get something to eat because we are all extremely hungry. Let's get this show on the road. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the ride will open back up at some point later today and we can just go straight through. We were so close. It's like so close yet so far. But I expect for these kind of snafus to happen. It's all good. I just hope that it doesn't completely derail our ability to do other things for us today. So we're still gonna have a good time. We are back, transformed back in Paris, so to speak. And hopefully after we're done getting something to eat, once we make our way back over here, I can actually explore some of the shops to see what kind of cool things are over in this area. But we are going to make our way over to Super Mario World because I personally want to try the Toadstool Cafe if there's availability, if we're able to get a spot. Otherwise, we'll find something else to get into. We are just outside of the entrance of Super Mario World. Here's one of the gift shops. And then here's the very top of the entrance. Making our way on down, and here we go. Alright, so we just made it into Toadstool Cafe. Let's check it out. There's the front entrance. And then you'll see a lot of the offerings right here on the screen. Thank you.
Have an epic time.
For the meal, we ended up ordering a few items. We got the caprese salad, Luigi's chicken sandwich, the garlic knots. I believe that's all we got. My sister ended up ordering the kids burger. And so we're gonna see what all these items look like. I really wanted to try the Bowser's Fireball Special, which is like a meatball, 1 pound meatball with a puff pastry, marinara sauce, I think also a bit of mushroom. But my husband slash co-producer was telling me that he's heard mixed things about it and it was $25. And I'm like, do I want to pay $25 essentially for ground beef with marinara sauce? I know that some of it's also the presentation and the novelty of it, so we'll see how the other items look. And also I'm hoping to try out a few other types of foods throughout the day, so I don't want to get too filled up on the 1 pound burger, but I'm looking forward to trying that chicken sandwich that looked like fire along with the caprese salad. I think that's going to be super refreshing. Alright, our food has just come out. This is the kids meal, which I think is super cute. You get this burger with the fries, little veggies, and then inside the box is a coin, which is absolutely adorable. So love that. And then here is the caprese salad. And of course, we have like our plant in the shape of a tomato and basil. And this just looks very light and delicious. We have our garlic knots here, as well as the Luigi chicken sandwich. So change of plan, y'all. Just left Toadstool Cafe. We're gonna actually head back over to the How to Train Your Dragon world and catch a show that's going to start here in the next like 15 minutes or so. And I'll tell you, on the way back over to How to Train Your Dragon, y'all, Toadstool Cafe is a complete skip. I think that it looks very cute, and of course how the food is presented is cute, but the flavor is just not there. And y'all know I have to keep it 100 with you. I am looking forward to trying some of the other restaurants, but like the caprese salad was good. It was refreshing. It was light. It was okay. It was fine. The chicken sandwich needed more sauce, and the chicken was so thin. And y'all, I should have showed you what the like interior of the sandwich looked like, but we were so hungry after being in the queue for the battle at the Ministry of Magic over in the Harry Potter world that we were just ready to dig in. So as soon as I took the pictures and got the footage, it's like, hey, let's just eat. And the sandwich, while it was also refreshing and had a lot of veggies in it, it just was missing something. The fries were meh. My sister's fries actually tasted like they had truffle oil on them. They were okay. Everything was just all right. Like honestly, I would rate the whole thing as like a 2. I'm actually a little disappointed by it. I tried my sister's broccoli, like and granted now, that's a kid's meal. So the kid's meal is going to be under seasoned because I guess the kids don't need seasoning. But y'all, it was just, I was like, yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. So I don't know that I'll actually go back there at all, even when the park opens, unless I'm with someone who's like, hey, I want to go back there for a very specific thing. And maybe I'm open to trying out some of the other items, but like honestly, I was so underwhelmed that I'm like, I'm good. On to the next, because there's certainly other options that you can have here. So I'm definitely going to now prioritize some of the other food stalls in restaurants over Toadstool Cafe. But I'm happy that at least I tried it. I could say I did it. But y'all, it's a complete skip in my opinion. On to the show. And here is the front entrance of the show, the Untrainable Dragon. Looking forward to seeing this one. And like I said, I just think that this area has been above and beyond more impressive than what I would have even dreamt it to be like.
Vikings, we ask you please move all the way across the row and to the end. We may accommodate all of you in our dragon hatchery.
As you can see, the theater is quite beautiful, but y'all, I feel like I am dragging because I pretty much stood the whole time we were in line at the Ministry of Magic ride, and coming off of the meal, which I said was like so. I'm so happy to be seated again in a cool, shaded, covered area. But y'all, we need the Java. I am going to try to figure out, there's a Starbucks here, but I'm trying to avoid Starbucks and try something else out. But Starbucks may win today because I feel like I need a pick-me-up. And I think it's just a good reminder in general that when you are going to any theme park and you have these long park days, fortunately I have my water bottle with me. Keep yourself hydrated. Also, while we were waiting to get into the theater, there was a girl that was like across from me, and bro, she was sunburnt. So that's just also a reminder. Like, I put on a ton of sunscreen on my face. Make sure you bring some with you to reapply. But protect your skin. Stay hydrated out here. And true to form when it comes to hopping around. So we left the How to Train Your Dragon show, the Untrainable Dragon, which was amazing. Now we're back in the queue to get back in the Ministry of Magic ride over in Harry Potter Land because the ride is back up. And right now they're trying to clear through this line because there's a mixture of people that have either the express pass like what we have or have had a virtual queue, and there's supposed to be a separate line. So I think that there's some confusion here. So they're trying to clear that out so that way folks are in the right line and we can all make it through. Y'all, I hope this ride is, as the title of this theme park, epic. I hope it is truly epic because this is crazy. This is insane for all of this, but I, as someone who has no idea what to expect, I hope it's great. I'm sure it's great. Like, the inside was super impressive. So I will check back in with you all if I can pick back up where we stopped at, which was, I think, at the very top of the queue. I will pop back on here. I'm not sure if I have to put up my bag and all that. So we'll see how I am able to coast you all through the remaining of the ride and queue. Y'all just, keep us in your thoughts. There are worse problems to have, but it's just so hysterical to me to see how excessive the line is. And I'm just like, bro, this is why. Like, listen, if you are coming to Epic Universe, I'll tell you right now, if you can afford a Fast Pass is going to be your buddy for a while because Express is going to get you through hopefully some of this. Otherwise, y'all, this is what the lines are going to be like, I predict, when it opens to the public. So I'm hoping this is like another fingers crossed moment that they will open up a season pass. But I don't know how expensive that's going to be if you currently already have a Universal Pass, if there's going to be some type of combo deal. Who knows? I mean, Universal is going to be like Disney. They're going to try to get your coin. I get it. Capitalism, whatever. But I hope that there is a way for us to be able to, once it becomes accessible to get an Epic Universe season pass, we're able to do that and hopefully have some kind of like benefit of having like Express after a certain time, like Universal. So I'll check back in with you all in just a few. The girl is still here, but I wanted to show you all how much more busy it is in comparison to when we rolled up in here with our little virtual queue thinking that this is going to be fast and easy. Insane. Truly insane. And we literally just started moving, so I'm just hoping, I'm like, please, like, I'll back off of Umbridge. I will back off of any name calling of Professor Umbridge, and that brings us good juju to get on this ride. Y'all, disappointment. So the ride went down again as we were trying to get on. We didn't make it as far as we did the last time. We were close to that area. But I have to say, y'all, this is extremely disappointing, which I think I mentioned that I figured there may be some delays, there may be some rides that are down. That's going to happen periodically. I anticipated these things were going to happen, and it's all good. However, in looking at the time, we've literally spent 3 hours of our time here trying to get on the Ministry of Magic ride at Harry Potter Land. At this point, your girl's only been on one ride, which was the basically Dragon Flyer, How to Train Your Dragon, one show, How to Train Your Dragon, and we had Toadstool's Cafe, which was So that's it. And we've been here since 10 o'clock. We actually got here a little bit before 10, but everything didn't officially open till 11. So I'm a little disappointed. So I am trying to figure out right now if it's worth me talking to guest services or not. It's kind of sad because on the way out, once we decided to chunk up the deuces on continuously waiting on Ministry of Magic to kick back in, there was another woman that was there, and she was like, listen, like we each, and she was with the big party, and she was talking to another team member, and she wasn't being belligerent or anything, but she was just like, listen, we've been here, there's, we paid $180 each, and this ride has caused us delays. And I started thinking about that on my way out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that sometimes these things can happen, but y'all, it's kind of disappointing when you spend that kind of coin and you think about the totality of your day and you're like, yeah, I've only been able to get on one ride. And this is not even the park at capacity, which is the scary part. So I really hope that whatever's causing these delays and these snafus, that they're able to work that out, not even just with the main attraction at the Harry Potter world, even the Monsters world, which we have not even been to Universal Monsters yet, so I'm looking forward to going in there. That, the main attraction there has been breaking down on and off. My co-producer and sister are going on the Stardust Racers, which is a roller coaster, and y'all know I get motion sickness, so I can't do the intense roller coasters, but it looks like a lot of fun. So I'm happy that they're at least able to get on another ride. So I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to think right now, what is the best thing to do? I want to continue to enjoy my time here, and I was feeling very optimistic at the start of the day, but now that it is about 5:30 now, we only have a few more hours left in this park. I'm like, what realistically are we going to be able to do? And like, should I go ahead and talk to someone now about it or wait till toward the end of the night? I don't know that I want to wait till toward the end of the night, because at that point, you know, that's when a lot of people may sometimes be needing to go to guest services. And if there have been other people that have had the same experience as us, I imagine that guest services is probably going to be booked and busy. And I'll tell you, I haven't seen, you know, the Monsters universe yet. This is extremely impressive. Epic Universe is so impressive, and I absolutely cannot wait to have more journeys and more adventures here. But I think the thing for me is, like, it's frustrating when you do spend your money, your time wanting a full experience, and especially when you're showing up with a big group, right? And it's not that. And I'm thinking about, I'm like, even if, let's just say you paid for like VIP and all that, if the rides are delayed, it doesn't matter if you're VIP status, if you have express, none of that really matters at the end of the day if you can't even get on the attraction. If the attraction's down, the attraction's down. If it's down for most of the day, it's down most of the day. And again, I get that these things happen in all parks, right? Disney, Universal, go to Knott's Berry Farm, go to Canada's Wonderland, go to Six Flags. You go to any theme park, and at any given time, there's probably a ride that's down. But I think for this theme park to be so brand spanking new, and to think that I have spent most of my time, and I would probably feel less frustrated if I'd actually made it on the ride. And then it's like, well, that's unfortunate we had to wait that long. We had to put that kind of time into it, but we were able to make it. And they had already scanned our passes, because they gave us basically it's not a skip the line pass, but it's sort of like that, an express line pass. And it was for any ride here. When the ride was back up, we came back over. Of course, you all saw it after Toadstool's Cafe. Got back in the line, they had scanned it, not even just our passes, but other people who had the same pass. And basically, we're all in this weird position. So yeah, I don't know what I should do. So I'm going to think about that. So when my co-producer and sister come back over, maybe I can ask him what he thinks is the best. I just want to make sure that we're getting our money's worth. And listen, I will tell you all, and this is me going off again on a little side tangent, I think when you pay for an experience, this is anywhere, you don't have to be belligerent, you don't have to be ugly. I think if there are things that are happening that infringe upon that experience, and of course it's varying degrees, right? That is what guest services and guest relations is for. I think keep a cool head, keep a calm demeanor, don't start yelling, don't start cussing anybody out, don't do anything like that. Don't bring up the energy unless that same energy is being brought to you and you have proof that energy is being brought to you, right? Just stay calm, cool, collected, because I've always found that in moments like this, it's better to have that, like, we're all in the same boat. It's not like staff here at Universal want these delays to be happening. That adds more frustrations and headache for them, because they're trying to manage the rest of us who are disappointed. So yeah, I will let you all know what I end up doing, but I am excited to take a walk over to Monsters Universe. I think we're going to try the restaurant that's over there too, and hopefully they'll be better than Toadstool Cafe. At some point, we will also walk back over to Super Mario World. We'll try some of the rides there. Y'all, I'm just feeling really disappointed. My husband had told me that in trying to do the research in terms of just understanding the lay of the land, he was like me, where he was like, I don't want to look into too much of this. I want to be surprised. He had read somewhere that there was another person who came during this like passholder preview essentially, and they said that they were able to get on most of the rides twice. And granted, a different day, right? So maybe there weren't as many delays as what we're experiencing, but I'm like, I don't know that I foresee us getting on too much more if the lines are out of control. So we'll see. I'll definitely be sure to check back in with you all. I am, going to continue to try to enjoy the rest of the day as much as I can. And we haven't even gotten a chance to get a Java, y'all. There's not really a lot of places that I have seen yet that have coffee. Even the cafe, Toadstool's Cafe, which, cafe, loose term, right? It's more like a restaurant, less cafe in the traditional sense of having coffee. They didn't have like a coffee selection. I don't know if the cafe over in Harry Potter Land, I was looking on the menu, I don't think they have like a selection of coffees. So it may be one of those moments where we just try a delicious beverage and we cheers to that like we always do. But yeah, we'll see if your girl ends up talking to guest services to see if they can rectify the situation. I certainly don't expect for them to like give me a free day. But part of me is like, I wouldn't mind having one or two more of those express passes for any ride in the park, because it's disappointing when you feel like you've spent most of your time in a line and it's culminated to nothing because something mechanical is going on and this ride keeps breaking down. So yeah, I'll keep you all posted. We're going to try to keep our spirits up, and I will continue to take you all along with me. All right, y'all. So let's lift our spirits back up. We are going to head into the Universal Monsters world. And we see the top in all its dark glory with the saying at the top, "It's alive, it's alive." This one, I think I have been anticipating and looking forward to the most, only because you all know your girl loves Halloween Horror Nights, and I love all things spooky and scary. So I am hoping that this will not disappoint. so we are going to get a quick bite at the Burning Blade Tavern, the quick service side. They do have some seats and you can get some food on the inside, but we're just doing the quick service. And just to get a little bit of a light snack, we're doing the garlic blade pretzel. And I'm hoping this is good because the last time I ordered a pretzel at Disney and I got the cheese sauce, y'all, the cheese sauce was horrible. It's just like a conventional, like a very cheap cheese sauce. Hopefully this will taste better, but the way this is cooked, it has beautiful color. It smells garlicky and delicious. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. And my sister got the potato, which this looks absolutely delicious. Very full. So this is something that you could easily split with a couple folks, especially if you're just looking for something. So now that we have our little quick bites, I think we're going to stand back over near the Frankenstein ride, and hopefully it's been closed like on and off throughout the day. We're hoping that it comes back open and we can just kind of like dash on in. So again, fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Heffas. Third time's a charm. We're right back at it. At least this time we actually have walked up a bit further. So we'll see if we can get past this area, which seems to be the one that we get stuck in. but this is the furthest up in the queue we've been able to get it. Y'all, we got the dreaded sound about the ride being on.
Attention, attention. The microphone is experiencing a brief delay in departures from all Cheminée. We apologize for the inconvenience and will keep travelers informed of further developments.
So if we're not able to get on this ride, I'm 100% going to get services. Because at this point, we have spent nearly 4 hours of our time trying to get on this ride. This is insane. This sound is literally going to haunt my dreams and the nightmares as well for the next several weeks. Okay, y'all, we are super close. This is the ride lift area that you can see here. And what we're waiting on now is that we were so close to loading. Here's the loading station right here. Here is the vehicle. It has passengers on it. There was an empty one that came by, but y'all, they couldn't get it open at all, so they had to let it go due to a mechanical malfunction of it not being able to open to let passengers in. So y'all, I feel like the Lord is testing all of us at this point. Not the Lord. The Lord has nothing to do with this nonsense. It is Miss Dolores Umbridge. That heifer literally is putting a whole hex and curse on us. So hopefully we'll be able to get on, but this is where we're at right now, just waiting in front of the vehicle. And in some of the other stations, people have been able to load. So what I'm hoping is if for whatever reason there's like an issue with this specific station, we're so close. It really would be a shame because, again, you all saw that when we were in Professor Umbridge's office, we were delayed. And we were there for probably about a good 20 minutes or so. And so at this point, we're just hoping. We are so close. The park is going to be closing officially within the next like 30 minutes. I don't know if there's going to be much time for us to do anything after this. So we'll see what happens. All right. Here is the ride vehicle. I can't record past this point, so hopefully we'll be able to load. Y'all, we have finished the battle at the Magica Ministry, and I enjoyed the ride. Is it worth waiting 4 hours? Absolutely not, y'all. It isn't, but like, I don't think anything is worth that kind of time unless it's something pretty significant. We're at the end of the evening. The park is closed. We're gonna try to actually run over to the Monsters Land and see if we can run over to the gift shop there to have a quick peek. I'm really disappointed. Y'all, like, I wish I could end this on a super high note. The ride was awesome. My co-producer didn't care for it because it is very screen heavy. It's like a motion simulator. It's that kind of vibe. can already tell because there are elements of that ride which are awesome, but can be truly a mechanical nightmare. So I am not shocked at all around some of the issues that we experienced. And I wish that I could tell you that I love the ride so much that it superseded, you know, my frustrations, that I feel like I spent pretty much a significant proportion of my day just waiting to get on that one ride. That to me is like completely unacceptable. And I feel like because of that, I ended up missing out on a lot. My husband missed out on a lot. My sister missed out on a lot. So it's beautiful. Like, y'all, look, they have this gorgeous fountain show. Like, Epic Universe is absolutely beautiful. I think I may do a separate video just reacting on everything all together. But y'all, this is gorgeous. Like, and let me tell you, I think the worlds are so cool. The world that has impressed me the most, bar none, How to Train Your Dragon. And I was not even really the one I was most excited for was the Harry Potter universe, as well as the Monsters. Monsters actually is a little bit, it's cool, it's atmospheric, but it's not as large and expansive as the Super Mario World, Harry Potter, or How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is perfection. It is absolutely amazing. I really wish that Monsters World was expanded, so I hope that in the future they do more with it because it's awesome, but it's short. It's not giving as much as some of the other worlds in comparison. Y'all, I will let you know in a subsequent reaction video when I have some coffee at home, when I can sit down and really think if, you know, I ended up going to guest services, what ended up being the result. I'm just truly, like, this is amazing. Like, I really want to give my full hats off to Universal because this is, like, y'all, this is stunning. This is absolutely incredible. And the day started off really strong. And it just, I don't know, it just wasn't the experience that I hoped for, but this being my first time coming out here, and probably the last time I'll be out here for a while until they offer up some sort of a season pass. And I'm not about that life of paying another $150 plus to come out here for another day. That's just not my ministry. That's not what I want to do. So as we approach Monsters Land, which I think probably looks the coolest at night, I want to thank you all for hanging tight with me. And check out, I am going to try to post a subsequent just reaction video, something really quick that pretty much like is a reflection of my time here. But overall, I do think Epic Universe is both really cool, but also an epic fail. Like an epic fail in so many ways, because I think about other people who are probably in my boat, maybe even in a different situation where they spent a lot of their coins to come out here, bring their family out here, and for what? Like, and again, y'all, so cool. But like, you spent all that money and a lot of the main rides were delayed. We couldn't even get on the Frankenstein ride that you all see ahead of me, which was like one of the major attractions here. We couldn't even get on that because, y'all, it was closed and delayed. I'm lucky that we even got on Donkey Kong because that one had been actually closed/delayed for most of the day. And y'all, it's just unacceptable. Like, I get it, like everything's new, but I'm like, this stuff is new. Like, I wouldn't expect for the problems to be this significant right now. So I'm hoping that the next time we come out here, it will be better. I hope that when we talk to guest services, they will offer up, be willing to listen to some feedback and offer up something. I don't know what that something is. You know, an express pass would be nice. I don't know. I'm curious to see how they would want to rectify the situation because I know we're not the only ones that are frustrated. I just think, y'all, it's important, as I mentioned earlier before, to hold people accountable. We spend a lot of money. Like right now, like the economy is the economy. And for those of you all that know what I mean when I say that, for those that know. And I feel so privileged and blessed and grateful to be able to afford to come out here. But it's like, even though I have the means, it's still my dollar. It's my husband's dollar, it's my sister's dollar that we're spending to come out here. And to have a subpar experience is not acceptable. So do better, Epic Universe, because I don't want this to be an epic failure, especially for other people. Like, y'all, I'm staying away. Like, opening weekend until there's a season pass, and depending on what the costs are and if the coins are right, I don't know. It's going to be a while before I come back out here, because I need to have faith that things are working in good order before spending my money and only able to come out here and maybe get a couple of good rides in. Like, that just doesn't sit well with me. So with that being said, y'all, I hope that things are well with you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Please continue to like, subscribe, share. You know your girl's always going to be honest about her journeys and her experiences. So I'm just thankful to you for coming out and hanging out with me through the good, the bad, and the ugly. With that being said, I will catch you on the next journey. Bye.